In our Symphony of the Night Let's Play, Yorkshire T and I were curious about how an established gamer might approach a gaming genre they'd never encountered before, wondering if prior knowledge of other games would enhance or distract from the experience. Whilst it ultimately might have been due to Symphony of the Night's excellent design, we came out believing that immersion in gaming genuinely helps adaptation to new genres. However, prior to Symphony of the Night, T and I had the good fortune to be able to play through Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10. There our examination was more retrospective. Mega Man 9 was released 10 years ago, and Mega Man 10 8 years ago. We had wanted to understand the criticism of the games on their initial release, and compare to our reaction now, to see if viewing them from a more modern design perspective changed our perception. Even absent the nostalgia brought on by Mega Man 9's old school look, we found the game to be packed with clever design, memorable stages and exciting bosses, taking note especially of the Splash Woman stage as an example of the aesthetic, challenges and context of a stage coming together to make something special. Whilst there were failings that prevented us from looking upon the game as a true grade, we thoroughly enjoyed our time and agreed with the general praise it had received. Mega Man 9 enjoyed strong sales, and although official figures were never released, it is known that around 100,000 copies were sold on WiiWare in the first week. Given its low cost of production, it is unsurprising that it received a sequel, Mega Man 10. When T and I went into Mega Man 10, we were buoyed with how much we'd enjoyed 9. But we quickly found a game that ultimately felt more frustrating than its predecessor, with stage design that often was too short and annoying, or too long and boring. The bosses were often more frustrating, with their weapons feeling less intuitive and rewarding to use. Broadly, it felt like an earnest, but ultimately lacking imitation of its predecessor, relying more heavily on the use of nostalgia and other asides, such as extra characters, to make up for its deficits. This take rang true with the critics of the time, who had felt the game was a sufficient but lesser successor to 9, and seemed to also ring true with the public, who moved to buy fewer copies than they did but 2 years earlier. And that was where Mega Man lay for 8 years. Capcom moved away from the series to more lucrative grounds, with games such as Monster Hunter coming to the fore. Eventually, the series creator, Keiji Inafune, would move away from Capcom to make his own spiritual sequel to Mega Man, Mighty No. 9. But with numerous issues plaguing the project, it ultimately disappointed upon release. The platform gaming space would be filled out with excellent new games, such as Super Meat Boy, Shovel Knight and Celeste, as well as a personal favourite of mine, Dust Force. And as time went on, hope for the Mega Man series dwindled. That is until December 2017, with the announcement of Mega Man 11 for the mascot's 30th anniversary. The game features all new graphics, moving away from the retro style, as well as a new gear system. Given that for 9 and 10, Yorkshire T and I felt that an examination of a game against prior criticism would be an interesting avenue to explore, we felt for 11 that examination of a game against current criticism through the lens of having played its predecessors recently would make for an interesting take on a Let's Play. Which is why we are proud to present Let's Play Mega Man 11. Of course, to actually run this LP, we're going to need your help. Mega Man famously has a non-linear boss order, allowing us to tackle any of the bosses in any order. So we'd like you to very simply list your favourite 3 bosses in the thread or in the comments below. We'll allocate 3 points to your top pick, 2 points to your second, and 1 point to your third. Once our deadline hits, we'll choose the boss with the most points as our first target and work our way down from the list from there. The bosses available are Block Man, Acid Man, Blast Man, Bounce Man, Tundra Man, Impact Man, Torch Man, and Fuse Man. So make sure you get your votes in as early as possible. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in our first episode.